You're listening to The Audacity Effect, where bold moves, real talk, and zero permission slips are just how we do things.
We're Jenna and Kelly, two corporate pros building bigger lives on our terms and helping you do the same.
Whether you're launching something new or burning down what no longer fits,
we've got stories, strategies, and sarcasm to match. Let's get audacious.
Bold moves, real talk, no permission slips. Gotta give them my all. Nobody's gonna tell me what to do with this. There is no blueprint, just my audacity. Done with permission. My dreams might need a pivot, might need a new scheme. Call it Audacity Effect.
what are we talking about today? This epic snowstorm that we are having?
It's, this snowstorm, air quotes, it's such a letdown. It's just such a letdown. It was really beautiful last night. I got pictures on my Ring camera.
Yeah.
And then this morning I was like, man, I was so sad because while I don't want to have a snowstorm, I kind of do just so I can stay in the house and look at it. I like it
Right.
for at least 2 days so I can see it.
Right. But now it's just a swamp.
Yeah, just a swamp, a cold swamp, which is,
Yeah.
man,
You could make a rain man.
or just stand there and be one.
Right. That's exactly it. That's how you make a rain man. You stand outside and you just get wet.
Yeah. So today,
That's good.
you and I are going to be talking about probably one of our favorite things to talk about, and that is books.
Books.
And so
Yeah,
when
book
we
song, but just books over and over. So
we should talk to Chloe about that.
books. Yeah. Mhm.
So when we were talking about this topic, initially I was kind of like a deer in headlights because I was like, what are my favorite books? Oh my God, I have a list of 700 of them.
So I hope you guys all are buckled in and have a lot of charge left on your phone and your headphones because you got 700 book reviews coming in.
100 books to go through. But we kind of narrowed it down and talked about like books that changed us.
Mhm.
That really, really helped a bit. Although that like narrowed it down to 50 for me, probably about 50.
Easy day.
Easy day. But I want to get into it because no kidding, you guys, like this episode could be 3 hours long. Like we don't know.
We're not
We
sure.
don't.
We never know, really.
We don't. We really don't. So I want to talk about the first book I read that was like, it's not the first book that changed me, but it was the first book in my adult life that made me kind of sit up and pay attention.
Mhm.
And that was Loving Frank by Nancy Horan. And it's a historical novel, and it's inspired by the real relationship of Mamah Chaney and Frank Lloyd Wright, the architect, but it's told primarily through Mamah's eyes. And it explores like love and intellect, creativity, and all that, what it means like to live boldly on your own as a woman in a world that was not built for you. And I want to tell you more about the story, but I can't. But what I want to say about this is
All these spoiler alerts. You gotta read it.
oh my God, I kind of want to, but it's like when I read it, it made me think, holy shit, there are women and were women. Like, I believe this was in, I guess, 1930s, maybe. I have to look up the dates, but it was a while ago. But this was in a time where it absolutely was not common for a woman to divorce. It wasn't common for, do I say the things? I don't know if I should say
I think so. Look, if you haven't read this book and you really want to read it, spoiler alert, you're gonna need to like fast forward. We'll tell you where to stop in the transcript. I think you have to talk about it. Otherwise it'll be like too much talking around it and then people will say, huh?
So
The follows the relationship from 1907 to 1914.
1907 to 1914. Okay, so that's even earlier than I thought. So don't read anymore in the Google about it.
Okay, I just read the date.
Okay.
I've not read this book, people, so this will be
Oh yeah, Jenna hasn't read it either.
real-time reactions.
So in this book, so these are the spoilers, so go away if you don't want to hear them. So in this book, Mama and
By the way,
Frank.
I have to leave. I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was like, what are you doing?
Be right back.
So in the book, Mama and Frank are married, but not to each other. And they meet through a friend. So Frank was commissioned to build a home for Mama and her family. She's married and she has children. And Frank is married and has children. And in the book, Frank and Mama develop a relationship. They fall in love. They divorce their spouses and leave. Frank leaves his wife and children, and Mama leaves her husband and children. And there's a lot more to the story, but essentially, she chose herself over everyone else. And it made me like, I mean, no kidding. It made me sit up and think like, oh my God, like being a woman with a mind and she's brilliant. Like it's not just a role. It is something that is actually okay for you to do. And loving somebody is really complicated and it's brilliant and it's beautiful and there's nothing linear about it. And then it also really gets into obviously like how she was ostracized, he was not. So how like the cost of choosing a life that doesn't fit any of the social norms. So it just really, oh my God, this book made me realize like how the world still doesn't see women fully as human or as people. That has never changed. And so if we're waiting on it, stop. That's not going to be our story. But
Bad
also,
news for you.
yeah, but you get to choose the life that you want, and you get to, and you don't get to pick the consequences that come with it, but you absolutely get to make the damn choice. And so that was like the beginning of like a, for me. Yeah,
I like it.
It was so good.
He left, so like the husband kept custody of the kids.
The husband kept custody of the kids. Eventually, she ended up getting her kids, and his kids would come to visit. But she was fine, not fine, but she was settled in, this is what I have to do for me, and chips will fall, and I am going to have to figure them out.
That's crazy. That's such a big decision. Like you are giving up everything that you know for, and it was still a what if. Because you don't know what you
don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know. It was such a good book. And I've read it twice. And the first time, and there's so many things that happen in it that I'm not giving away because I just won't do it to you. I won't do that to the people. But it's such a great book. And I would strongly suggest do not Google anything until you finish the book, and then after you finish it, you can Google all the homes and all of the things, but it actually started my like interest in Frank Lloyd Wright and his architecture and the homes. There's actually a Frank Lloyd Wright house here in Hampton Roads.
Okay, I was gonna say the name. I've heard the name for sure. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and he was from Chicago, and so there are lots of really beautiful homes. And his concept was bringing the outdoors indoors. So his homes kind of merged or married with the area in which they were in. So like a waterfall would look like a waterfall and the house would kind of look and be engaged in the waterfall and the tree and all of those things. And it was just, it's just beautiful. And many of his homes are still standing. Like that's the kind of architect he was. He was brilliant and incredible.
Cool. Yeah, that's especially back then. I think they were still doing the Oregon Trail then, weren't they? 1907? Yeah, man. Dang.
I know. It was amazing. So that was my first one.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I didn't think about this very much. I was thinking about yours.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
Okay. I'll give you my second one. You keep thinking.
I mean, like Harry Potter changed me because it's taken up lots of my time because I've listened to those
Sure.
series over and over again. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. I have to listen to them. That's going to be next. That's next on my list to do.
They have like I wouldn't say it's a full narrated cast, but it's like the new thing where they sort of have a mixed up. So there's still a narrator, but then there's different people to do the voices, and it's really good. It makes it fun.
Okay. But
Yeah.
yes, I'll audible those. I was thinking about that would be like my whole summer, would be a summer of Harry Potter.
I love Harry.
That's what I was thinking. I love it so much.
Although I'm reading Red Rising right now or listening to it.
We were talking about that at
Yeah.
dinner, right?
Dude,
Okay.
it's so good. I'm already into book 2.
Okay, so you guys, Jenna and I and our guys went to dinner last week, and Josh recommended this book to us, and so it's on my list after I finish my book club book that I'm reading right now, which is amazing. But it's called Red Rising.
Yeah.
You're on the
It's
second book?
like yeah, man. I mean, I'm listening to it. But, okay, there's the only thing I don't like is there's tons of characters and a lot of names, and Josh keeps trying to talk to me about these names, and he'll say, "Did you meet, I don't know, Belinda?" And I'm like, "No, I don't know, Linda." He's like, "Yes, you would have had to meet Belinda by now because she did da 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 da." I'm like, "You mean the person that did this?" He's like, "Yeah, Belinda." I'm like, "Oh, we I don't have all their names memorized, so don't be quizzing me." But it's really good. It's sort of like it's got like a Hunger Games feel. Hunger Games meets maybe like maybe the Fourth Wing kind of thing as far as the
Mhm,
plot line, but without
mhm.
the random sex scenes for no reason.
Dumb.
It's really good. I've been listening to it pretty nonstop for the last couple days.
Okay, I'm on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second book that changed me, you wanna know? You already know. It's The
Please.
Shack.
What?
It's The Shack. The Shack changed me. But I think for me, though, I think it's just because I was in such a crazy place with church,
Yeah.
and I was shocked and kind of, yeah, astounded that it came into my life exactly when it did, because it was
Mhm.
exactly what I needed when I needed it, literally to the day. And if you guys haven't read The Shack, or if you haven't listened to us one time, because I think we have spoken about it 1,000,000 times, it's
Yeah.
a novel about grief and encountering God in an unconventional way. We'll just say that. And
Yes.
it doesn't, it gives you permission to experience God however you need to experience God. And that is exactly what it was for me. Like, it did not fix anything for me. It just held it for me. That's like, it
Yeah.
gave
I
me a
think
space for it.
the themes for a lot of these, and I feel it too if whenever I think of books that have changed me, but generally, it gives you the permission to
Yes.
blank, to do
Mhm.
whatever.
Mhm.
So this one
Mhm.
is, yes, to reimagine what maybe you were told God and everything about God has to fit into this box,
Mhm.
and it challenges that based on what like the book says, based on what information. What if God wasn't this scary thing that's a big judge? What if God was something else? And
Yeah.
it felt very right to me because I don't know, what's the word? Is it like the juxtaposition? Is that the correct word? Of
Mhm.
God being this in Christianity anyway, you're supposed to be this loving God, but also so aggressive. Like he's
Like,
judging
and
people
mean.
and mean and hurting people and like punishing you to fiery stuff. And it feels like he's a trickster. Like, well, you got to do this, but you better not do that because
Yes.
I'm like, well, what?
Yes.
Huh? So it never sat right with me. Although I've always believed, again, we're repeating this a little bit, but it's just in the first book too that you were talking about that now I want to read the Frank book.
Mhm.
The theme is the same. It's giving you permission to think outside of the box that
Yeah.
society or your upbringing or your own brain has sort of made for you.
Mhm. Yeah, it's so I love when I am challenged in what I thought I knew. Like,
Mhm.
I love that button to be pushed, that nudge to be made, because it gives me an opportunity to learn just a little bit more. And it encourages me to learn something more. It was amazing to me to be able to like this opened the door to so many things. And I think that's what these books, all of them have been, is a door opener too. Like
Yep.
for all of these. So for me to look into more books about Christianity, look into more books about, women's empowerment and what that meant in historical times, and to open my mind and my heart to, like you said, the possibility of things not being remotely what I thought they had to be, or opening my eyes to the fact that I'm not the only one that thinks like this.
Yeah, and I think another cool theme in this is, I know what your 3rd book is too, but when you think through some of these things, it just goes to show the power of speaking out. If you have something to say, make sure you say it. Because
Mhm.
even if you think it's simple or stupid or not important, it seems like the simplest, if you will, concepts, and I said that in quotations, are the things that are most impactful for other people. And so many people are, I don't know, you can change a lot of people or help a lot of people by saying out loud the thing that everyone else is probably thinking, but nobody has said out loud. And then
Yeah.
it's like you start a little fire and then it spreads because
You and I do
everybody.
all the time.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I like these books, because it's kinda like the theme of our
Yes.
little show.
Yeah.
"Oh,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to talk about that? Oh, we'll talk about
Listen.
it." Like, we any filters on it either, like, let me tell you. Yeah, I like it, I like it.
Okay, and so my 3rd book
Mhm.
is Untamed by Glennon Doyle, and I am positive if you are here, Odd Squad, you have heard and or read more than one time Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And this is oddly something that I keep in my nightstand because every now and then I pull it out and read a
Mm,
passage from it. I keep it loaded up on my Audible because every now and then I want to hear something. But this is Glennon Doyle's memoir about listening to herself and shedding expectations and choosing truth over expectation and approval. And a lot of people call it the divorce book because she walks through her divorce and her new marriage. But for me, it was a reminder. It didn't change me. It reminded me of who the fuck I was. Like, it was
with
like,
you.
"Oh, yeah, that's right. I am powerful. Like, I am okay. I am complete. I am whole. Like, I can figure it out." It was a reminder for me to trust myself. It was a reminder to me that no is a complete sentence,
Hmm,
and it was a reminder that I might be uncomfortable and that's okay too. But if I know in my heart that it's right, I can do that. And
yeah.
and I'm going to be fine. So it was like, I don't know, there's one part in the book and I keep that with me when she tells her children that she's getting a divorce. And before she tells them, she was like, "I am going to break your heart, but then I'm going to help you."
Hmm,
And I knew that I was going to crush my daughters, but I also knew that I was never leaving them. And so it was, I don't know, that this book, it gave a voice to like that nudge, that reminder. I knew it was there, but I just needed that reminder. And once I got it, yeah, it was lights out for everything else. Like, I have no problems letting shit burn. No problems with it whatsoever. It was so great for me to do that. So if you haven't read it, I would suggest you do. I do not believe that if you read it, you're going to leave your husband, but I do believe if you are unhappy, you are going to uncover that and have an opportunity to take a really good look at it. How did it feel for you? Because you obviously read it and didn't get divorced. Truth there.
I think I was already divorced, so I was ahead of the
Oh, yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah, there's that.
I mean, it wasn't as impactful. I think there were certain parts, certain passages of the book. I feel like, does she compare herself to an animal?
Oh, Tabitha, that's right at the beginning. The
Yeah.
cheetah.
Yes, the cheetah part. That was the
Yes.
part that kinda got me, and I'm not it's not even coming to mind fully right now. I just remember there was the animal comparison that she talked about, that's what hooked me.
Yeah, she talks about Tabitha, the cheetah who was at the zoo, and the story behind it, essentially the summary of it is at some point she remembered her wild. She remembered that she was captured. She remembered
Yes.
she was not where she was supposed to be and that she was wild. And
Yeah.
once she remembers that, like, it's basically a wrap.
Yeah. Well, and actually, I didn't get divorced, but I almost got divorced again. Not necessarily from that book, but I think you find that book and it resonates with you for different reasons at
Mhm,
the right time.
mhm.
And and the funny part is I had already been divorced, and so I should have in my mind, I should have already learned said lesson. And the reason I got divorced the first time was because I never should have gotten married the first time at all, and I did it because I decided I was supposed to, and then I tolerated terrible behavior, and that was such an act of rebellion for me because everyone in my life was, "You don't get divorced. What's wrong? You're not getting beaten, so you shouldn't get a divorce."
Mm,
So that was my big thing, but then I found myself not in the same position, but at the same sort of crossroads of continuing to just do the role that I thought I was supposed to do and do the things, and nothing was working out exactly how I wanted, and then you wanna blame everyone else for why you're not feeling quite happy enough or quite fulfilled enough, but really it's just it's you. It's what you are tolerating or what you are asking for or not asking for.
yeah,
And so it was a bit of an account again, I think my theme is generally accountability because I it's easy to blame it on other people instead of looking in, and then when you make the call, you have to make people uncomfortable. And I know we've talked about this a lot, but I think we'll probably talk about it a lot more because it's you don't just do it one time and then you're done. I think that's also important to remember. You gotta learn the same lesson over and
unfortunately.
over again a lot of times, yeah. It's like, "I'm back." I'm like, "You were already here." He's like, "No, I'm different. I have a tutu." And you're like,
Yeah.
"The same." He's like, "No, I'm very different now. I've got a tutu, see?" I'm like, "You had a tutu last time." He's like, "It was pink last time. Now it's blue." I'm
Yay.
picturing Groot from,
Mhm,
Making a
mhm.
Tutu. So, yeah, it just I don't even and I'm sure I still have things now that I have to unpack that I just do because I just do them, and I don't
Mhm.
even know why.
Yeah,
But it's okay to demand what you want, it's okay to stand up for yourself, it's okay to big take risks and do big, scary things, but I think that was a early domino perhaps in my thinking transition that's still actively happening, which is, am I cheated at the zoo? Like, am I just suppressing myself and containing myself in this box or this cage that I think I'm stuck in, but really I'm just staying in myself because 'cause I'm
yeah.
not leaving it. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think all of these books, when I think about it, reminded me of being courageous, like,
Mhm.
and how being courageous, I don't know, it's not always what you want it to be, but it's always what it's supposed to be when you decide to be courageous.
Yeah.
And I just yeah, I loved the experience from each of them scared me, honestly, if we're being completely honest. It was very
Yeah.
scary. It was very jarring. Every book happened especially right when I needed it. Like, just how? Like, how? You know? It was incredibly jarring, but it all of them it was just a nudge, you know? It was just, like, a nudge, sometimes a big shove, but a nudge like as as to, like, where I was in my life and how things I needed to see clearly and let go of and step away from and step towards and all the things it gave me, like, that kind of possibility, let me know that that was there.
Yeah. I like again, I haven't read the first one yet, so I'm putting it on my list, but the second 2, I like the reminder that because I think it's easy to look at the again, especially the last one, right? Because that's her actual biography or whatnot.
Mhm.
You already know the ending, so you know how it turns out, and
Yeah.
so it's easy to think, "Oh, well, they did that, and they didn't know." So, like,
Mhm.
clue 1 is when you make a big risk, if you feel it in your gut that you're supposed to do it, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna be terrified because you don't know what's gonna happen. It could
Nope.
turn out terribly. And then even when you do the big thing, I'm thinking more well, no, not even just not books 2 and 3, in The Shack and in Glennon's story because they have a podcast now and she still talks about
Yeah.
eating disorder struggle. Like, it's still active now. And just so
Mhm.
life doesn't just get perfect because you make the big change either. And just because life is still hard, it doesn't mean you didn't do the right thing.
Yeah.
Um, it making big decisions does not eliminate the hard stuff from your life. It just kind of gives you a path to start working through it, maybe, or
Yeah,
doing it better.
really good. That's so good because I think about that, and I think you and I were talking about someone that we both know that, I don't know, for whatever reason, thinks that because I got a divorce and got my own place and did the thing and started my life and like everything is just easy for me. Like, no, I still struggle. And I struggle because I changed my life in such a drastic way. Like, there's still struggles from it. But I am at a place in my life that I would rather struggle
Yeah.
and be happy than not struggle and be a shell of myself. So it's you pick, what is it? You pick your struggle. Like sometimes that's but yeah, you people think like you make this big change and things just seem great and everything is great from there. Like that is not how this goes down. You
Yeah.
know, life is still lifing.
Life is life, and we're putting that on a shirt. Or that the people that make the big decisions, again, when you see what happens already at the end of the story, it's easy to say that, as you're saying, it was easy for them, or their situation was different, or they
Mhm.
had it, I don't know, they were stronger than me. They had different circumstances, and sure, but also they didn't. They just did a really scary, big, hard thing, and they had no idea how it was gonna turn out, and they were no more qualified to do that than you are
Yes.
to do your
Yes.
big thing.
Yes.
Unless you're gonna become like that movie with Leonardo DiCaprio where he goes and impersonates all the people.
Catch me if you can.
Yeah.
One of my
Maybe he was less certified than some others for some of the jobs that he pretended to be in. But unless you're him in that movie, then you're probably fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. I
Yeah.
I was thinking about some of the women in my life and the books that they've read. I have a friend, and one of her favorites is Eat, Pray, Love,
Yes, that's a
um, because and she said because there's a woman who escaped her life and it turned out really great. She was like, and I know if I escape my life, it'll turn to shit, but I love it so much. But I got to read about this woman who escaped her life for a year and got paid to do it. And she was like, also, when I thought she was like, the first time I read the book, and we're just, again, this is going off on a tangent here, but she was like, the first time I read the book, I was so angry with her because I felt like she was so whiny. And I was like, oh my like, how is it that you get to like travel all these places and whine? Like, what the hell is wrong with her? And she was like, and then I had to think, holy shit, that's her story, not my story, right? And while you
Yeah.
getting paid for, sure, sure, but also her life completely exploded around her as she
Yeah.
traveled for a year because she didn't have a home. She was like, and so when I started to think about it that way, I read it the second time with a lot more empathy and sympathy for her, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I loved Eat, Pray, Love because, yes, a woman did escape her life for a year and got paid to do it, but also that was her own struggle too, and it kinda
Yeah.
leads you to, like, you don't like, your struggle is your struggle, no matter what that looks like for other people, what that looks like for the people outside of you, but I love that she was courageous enough to essentially take her struggle on the road and figure that shit out as she as she went through it, you know?
I
I
don't know
love
if this
that.
is cheating because I don't know if this is also a book, but it's a similar plot line, and it's called Under the Tuscan Sun. I love that movie.
It is a book.
Okay, yeah, good, then it counts. So, I haven't read the book, but I've watched the movie a bunch of times, and it's
Yes.
old, so if you haven't seen it, like, this is your own fault. But I think she finds out her husband's cheating on her or something, right? And they have this very established life in an academic community, and
Mhm.
everything is perfect, and then she finds out that her husband is having an affair with this younger woman, and he doesn't wanna work it out, and so then the first scene is she's in this sad little divorcee apartment unit with the crying
Mhm.
man next door and the paper walls, and she moved in this lovely house with this tiny little apartment, and she's, "What the hell?" Then she just picks up and moves to Italy, and
Yes.
she buys the house, and she renovate and it's like again, it's fun to watch because 'cause you're thinking, "Oh, it's a movie," or she just had the resources, or she it's gotta be scary as shit. She moved to a whole other country and
Yeah.
uprooted her whole life, so it's never too late to do it, and if you think that the reason somebody else did it, not you, is because they're much braver or they just know how or it's easier for them, I can almost guarantee that it's not. Because
No.
whatever they have easier than you probably have something that's hard for them, and so just and who cares? Just do
Yeah.
it. You
Yeah,
can do it.
and, like, and it doesn't have you don't have to move to another country for you to have a big
No,
rebellion.
but
You know,
good if you
you
want.
could you could you could also call us when you do, so we
Yeah,
can
because 'cause
come
we'll come
visit.
visit.
Yeah. FYI. P.S.
We'll
Little
give you our top 5 places we'd like you to relocate to. Not that
if you
it's
need help
us.
there, if you need help there, just let us know. Anyway, side note, that was just a little side note. But, you know, I just think that in our lives, and not just as women, but just as people, we have these opportunities to make scary adjustments and do things for ourselves. And it doesn't, you guys, like, it doesn't have to be a huge thing, but there are things to make you happy if you would just acknowledge them and trust that you know what you need. Your knowing knows what you need.
Well, I have a good example because it's not I didn't move to
Oh,
another country, and I've talked about this a little bit, but I got Connor, who's my expensive imported dressage horse, and I got him I'm not a very risky type person, but I wanted it. I wanted this dream of being able to ride at a certain level and do the thing, and all of my normal logic was like, "What are you doing? You don't need to it's a ridiculous amount of money to spend on an animal that could break its leg tomorrow." Like, you don't understand. No, I wanna go for it. I wanna do it. And that horse has been the bane of my existence ever since. I got nothing out of it that I wanted to. It was not how I planned it at all.
nope.
Many days I cried my eyes out and thought I wasted so much money. I could have done so many other things with it. I
Yep.
wish I did this. I wish I didn't do that. And I can't even say I've come out the other side of it because that old doofus is still down there, cost me an arm and a leg. But I did not learn or get what I thought I was getting or what I planned to learn from that experience.
Yeah.
But, oh my god, I've learned so many other things that are bigger and better than I could have imagined. So, point being is when you take the big risk or the big jump and you think, "Oh, fuck, I
Mm,
messed up. I did this wrong." Maybe you did or maybe you didn't because maybe you were supposed to do it and it's gonna give you something that you did not expect, and frankly, you didn't ask for, but you
yeah.
got it anyway.
Yeah. 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 I
So,
mean,
just
and I
reframing it.
love that baby. He's such a good baby. I mean,
I love him to death. He's so sweet, but it's just it made me really and again, I know it's an animal, but the universe could use all different things to get you, and my theory on that, I think we've talked about it, is I think that you are given the opportunity to learn things that's put in front of you, and you can choose to learn the lesson and grow and be better, or you can choose to not. It's always your choice. It just
Mhm.
wasn't yours. But I lost my train of thought.
Well, I think that Connor
Anyway.
was able to I think when you look back on it in 10 years from now and we're sitting and laughing and having our Trevery, and you're gonna go, "That was the beginning."
I I think so too, Kelly, that's why it's taken several it'll be 3 years, yeah, of very expensive and continuously expensive and crying and not knowing, and I I think I was supposed to get that horse for reasons way bigger than I could have ever imagined, and
Mhm.
I don't even know what all those reasons are yet, but
Yep.
yeah, I
I
think that
think
too.
that was the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So if it
think
feels like you messed up and you took the big jump and it didn't turn out, just wait. It's not over yet.
no.
You haven't
It's a
found that
thing that
thing yet.
makes you kinda sit up and pay
Yeah.
attention, you know? It really does make you sit up and pay attention. I gotta tell you, I could not imagine my life where it is right now from 5 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
whoa,
Person. Yeah.
things have changed for me.
The
Uh,
ghost of Christmas future had flown back to you on Christmas Eve 5 minutes ago and be like, "Hello, Kelly.
it's
You'll be
okay.
in the townhouse soon." You'd be like, "What?"
What? What are you talking about?
No.
Yeah. That's crazy. I would have never thought that this would be my life right now, but I don't know. Loving Frank probably was the beginning of that, and I gotta tell you, I read that oh gosh, my kids were little, so it had to be maybe 15 years or so ago
Uh-huh.
that I started that, and it's been some time since I read that book,
Yeah.
and it just yeah, it was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
I want to say something. So I have one of my degrees is in English literature, and I was been thinking about this since we were talking. I took this short story course at Ohio State, and it was just
Uh-huh.
a discovery of short stories and writing about them, and it was just really, really a cool class. But the one short story I read was called The Yellow Wallpaper. Have you ever heard of this book? The Yellow Wallpaper?
No.
And I need to look up and see, like, who was the author of The Yellow Wallpaper. But The
Okay.
Yellow Wallpaper is a short story, and essentially and when I think about it now, this woman ends up being she's hysterical,
Huh.
air quoting, and they take her to I believe this is the premise. They take her to this countryside into this house, and in this room where they keep her, where she stays to rest, there is yellow wallpaper, and it peels and it's the way her mind is changing and shifting because she's essentially going crazy, but it is through, like, the tearing and the movement of the yellow wallpaper that she's discovering either she's crazy or she's figuring her own shit out. It's a really, really great short story, and it
Huh.
leaves you with more questions than answers, but so much room for discussion. So if you
Mm.
guys are wanting to grab a little something, like grab the yellow wallpaper. I would love to talk to somebody about the yellow wallpaper. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna I'll read it
I
again.
was gonna say,
Just
I need to read it now.
it's really
What's
great.
the I don't recall the parameters for short story. Is it, like, under a certain page count or word count?
I believe so. I don't remember the parameters either. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman. Yes, yes, yes. Details a woman's descent, yes, into psychosis while undergoing a rest cure for postpartum depression, highlighting
Ugh.
the oppressive patriarchal control and lack of autonomy for women in the 19th century, particularly in medicine and marriage.
Mm.
It's
I cannot
really
imagine those poor and then the women nobody knew. We talked about
mhm.
menopau premenopause and the postpartum sounds I can't
Postpartum
imagine.
is horrifying.
I can't like, it's y I don't
It's
know.
horrifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can talk about that too, because that
We probably
was
should, yeah, I know nothing I know only know about it is from my personal experience, with, like, depression and anxiety, but when you what I do know, like, wanting to harm your baby and having all those intrusive thoughts, and people don't understand it, and so then you oh my god, cannot
I so this is a little side note, and we can get into this in a little bit, but we can talk about postpartum later, but
yeah,
yeah, I would really like to talk about that.
yeah,
I
let's do it because I
mhm,
mean, I don't plan to have that experience personally, but it would be nice to be able to be more supportive of friends that are
yeah,
going
yeah,
through it or have gone through it and make a space to talk about,
yeah,
some of that, so
but
well,
yeah.
we side noted, but that's what we always do, so
Mhm, mhm, mhm. But yes, so the Yellow Wallpaper was great, and I don't know, like, I think I've always been, like, a little bit of a rebel when I think about it, and it started
You?
peeking it started peeking its head out, like, I think it started peeking out in college, like, I think that's where it really happened for me because I never had the space to be a rebel anywhere else, so I think that it started with my reading, with my books.
Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Books are so cool too. I we read my parents read to us all the time as kids. I
Yeah.
learned how to read really young, and so I've always just for me, books have been and we'll talk about this on our next episode or very soon anyway, but books for me have always been escapism, I guess. That's how I like to zone out and you just go into different worlds, and I don't know if you can I don't know because 'cause I've only been a human that had learned to read and appreciate reading and stories as a young
Mhm.
kid. But I don't know if that's something you have to like, learn as a kid or if you can experience it in adulthood too. I'm sure you can do both, but reading is it's I don't know,
It's the best.
it's magical. Reading Rainbow, people. Go look, it's in a book.
I love
No.
that. Okay,
No.
we're coming back, you guys, because we're gonna talk about Jenna's books. I can't
Not
wait to
I mean, I don't know if we're gonna call them Jenna's books, but they are Jenna's books. Yeah, I can't not call them that either.
Yeah, we gotta call them that. Yeah, yeah.
No, okay, it's Jenna's books. Alright, well, you guys are gonna have to come back for more books because we're on a kick.
Hey,
There's
what are you
tons.
reading right now, you guys? Let us know.
Yeah, and then you have to read all of the Kelly I gotta read 2. I've got only 2 of the 4 of Kelly's that I've read, so I gotta read the Yellow Wallpaper, and I gotta read Old Frankie Boy, Lovin' Frank.
Love and Frank by Nancy Horan. Yep.
Nancy. Tell us all about it, Nancy. Yeah, and you guys tell us what books you're reading and when you read Kelly's picks of Life Changers. I would also kinda like to know if there is a survey about people that get divorces or think about getting divorces after reading this trifecta of books. Just purely for science. I'm just curious. I'm not encouraging it. I just am wondering. And it's like chicken and egg, right? Is it the people that are thinking about a divorce that are gravitating towards the books, or you're minding your own damn business and you pick up the book and you're like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't know. Which one is it? Maybe it's both. But we can't figure this out by your help, people. So everybody please read it in the document where you are before the book
Yeah,
and
before
after.
and after.
I don't think we can top that. So I guess we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, you guys. We'll talk to you later. Later, taters.
Bye.